Last month my mom said something very special to me that I still cherish even now. And it is because when I started my journey to pursue my purpose, I have shared before that my mom was very hurt because this was the second time I was leaving my job as an accountant to pursue something that she didn't have a clue about, right? So I kept on saying there is something that I need to do, but then she just couldn't understand what I was saying because my life was great. She saw that I was doing well where I was as an accountant, so she didn't understand why I wanted to mess up everything again for the second time, because I had left my job before saying I need to find something, but it ended up being such a disaster, or at least what looked like a disaster from the outside, right? But I know that it was a learning period for me. It was an experience that was important. But to those who were around me trying to support me, they saw that at times it was very difficult for me. So when I left my job the second time, my mom was just not getting it. But because at that point I knew what was in my heart, I knew why I wanted to leave, I had to make a decision without her support. But a month ago, she said to me, you know what? I am very grateful for the first time that you left your job, because when you left your job, I didn't know what you were saying you were going to do. But now I realize that actually God wanted you to be the healer of not all these other people that you're talking to every day, but the healer of our family. So I'm grateful that you actually decided to pursue your purpose. I'm grateful that you actually decided to study psychology as well. So those words, almost 3 years later, were the cherry on top of my cake, right? For the past 3 years, I've grown, I've become a different woman. I'm shocking myself every day, right? But to hear my mom, even my dad, say something like that to me, that was just validation that, indeed, when you start pursuing your purpose, people won't get it, people won't understand it. But if you keep at it because you know what's in your heart, they will eventually catch on. They will eventually see the value in what you're trying to do. So today I want to talk to you about the 3 reasons why you should be pursuing your purpose. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. So really, coming to a point where I'm sitting with my mom at home and my aunt Coco, and hearing from deep down in her heart my mom saying something like that, saying, I am glad. Now I thank God that you actually left your job as an accountant to pursue your purpose. Those were the words I've been waiting for ever since I've started pursuing my purpose. I knew my mom was supporting me. After a while, she started supporting me just because she's my mom, right? She still didn't get it, but she continued to support me. But last month, I knew. Now she gets it. Now she sees it for herself, right? So it is important for me to share this because I know so many people that are afraid to pursue their purpose because they are afraid of the unknown. But I'm here to share with you that with purpose, that desire in your heart that doesn't want to leave you, the desire to do something where you feel like this thing will fulfill me, but you are so scared to start because maybe you're scared of failure. You're scared that people won't support you. You're scared that you will disappoint a whole lot of people. I tell you, when you follow that, when you pursue it, eventually all things will work out for your good and the good of those who are connected to you. So the first reason why you should pursue your purpose is that purpose is one of the sources of peace. We talk on this platform about having peace, and that is one source. For me, it was the main source of peace. When I found my purpose and I pursued it, I found peace like never before, like I had never experienced in my life. I have shared before that I was working. I was in a good job. I mean, I worked for great companies, and the departments that I was working in were great. I was working with great people, great departments. I was just happy. Everything about my work was great, but I always had this void in my soul that I just could not fill up. I know you might be sitting there thinking you've got a void. Maybe you should have another child to fill up that void because you feel like your kids are all grown up. Maybe that's why you're feeling so lonely now. They don't want to spend time with you anymore. Maybe you need yourself another child. Some people get into alcohol, excessive use of alcohol because they're trying to fill this void that is in their soul. You've got the money, your career is booming, everything is just going according to plan. Maybe you've got a family, but you still have a void. People tend to drugs, people tend to alcohol to try and fill this void, right? We tend to all sorts of things to fill the void. Some people decide maybe I should have a side chick, right? Maybe I should have a side dish, right? When you are a woman, you feel like maybe your husband or your partner is not satisfying you enough. Maybe you need another person to fill that void. So you have multiple partners hoping that you will fill the void, but it's just not filled. I felt that void for a long time, and it's even worse because when people look at you, they feel like your life is just perfect. Your life seems to be going so well, but they don't understand why you are just not satisfied. But the issue is that you know what your purpose is, but you're not doing anything to pursue it. And pursuing your purpose doesn't necessarily mean you need to leave your career that you love, that is giving you money, that or the lifestyle that you're living. It could mean doing something on the side with your spare time. If it's music, then create music on your spare time just to relax, to ease up the tension in your body. Maybe that's what you should be doing, creating that music. You can do whatever that is your purpose, especially for those of you who know this desire that is in your heart that won't leave you, but you keep ignoring it. You will find your peace when you start feeding that purpose, when you start doing the work. Some of you, it might be as extreme as having to leave whatever it is that you're doing right now to actually focus the way I had to do it. But for some of you, it could be teaching young kids in your community music, maybe, right? It could be teaching young kids in your community sports or art of whatever sort, right? And Monday to Fridays is your time to do what you still love, your career, to continue with your career. But maybe you dedicate an hour or two during the weekend to feed that purpose, because when you feed that purpose, then you close the gap. The second reason why you should pursue your purpose is that it gives you meaning. We were created to serve one another. So when you live a life that is selfish, a life that is about you, your family, your inner circle, it doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't give you meaning. So you keep having this void in your spirit. You keep feeling like, there is something else that you should be doing, because you are not feeding into the people that sometimes are around you. Sometimes you are so focused on yourself and making sure that you've got enough for you and your family, or enough for yourself and your dreams, that you ignore other people. You might be saving up money. Somebody says, please borrow me money. I'm in a rut right now. I can't, I don't know what I'm going to feed my family the next coming week. And you say, no, you know what? Sorry, I don't have money, because you are keeping money for a rainy day. You say to yourself, your fridge is full. You've got electricity. Your tank is full. And you're about to get your salary in the next 5 days, and somebody comes to you and says, for the next 5 days, I don't know what I'm gonna feed my family. And you're keeping that 1,000 rand, 1,005 in your bank account for a rainy day. You won't even share at least 500 rand with somebody else. A selfish life that you are living. Purpose makes sure that you serve other people. Our purpose is really not about us. When you pursue your purpose, your life is about giving to other people, serving other people. But in turn, you experience joy like you've never experienced before, because we were created to serve. We were not created to receive. That is why the Bible even says, blessed is the hand that giveth. When to receive is a blessing, yes, we need to be able to receive. But the greatest joy, the greatest fulfillment that we as human beings enjoy is when we start giving to other people. So when you pursue your purpose, when you make your music, you start singing, your voice sometimes blesses other people more than it blesses you. That angelic voice that you have tends to be healing to a broken heart than you could ever understand. And you sometimes don't understand why people fuss over the voice that you have, because you don't see how great your voice is, what healing power it has, because your purpose comes with anointing. So it's not just talent alone. You might be hearing talent, but people who receive your talent receive with it an anointing to heal. They say a butterfly doesn't see its wings, so it doesn't really recognize the beauty it has. We see the butterfly and we appreciate it because we see its beauty. So as a butterfly, you might just feel like, it's just something that I do, but you don't recognize the healing power of what you are doing to the people who receive your talent. So your purpose gives you meaning because you start serving other people. The third thing that purpose doesn't need an audience. You can be at your office and be that understanding manager, or be that understanding colleague. You might have a talent, an anointed talent of listening. Purpose is not about going out there doing great things or big things, right? That everybody can see, for the whole world to see. You are placed in whatever space that you're placed in right now, in order to serve the people that are there. So recognize what your purpose is and the space that you're in, and try and find out how can you serve the people or the environment that you're in with your purpose. You might be a person like me who loves encouraging people. You don't have to be on social media. You don't have to be on stage. You can do the same, even at your work. I remember I was at work and I was just one of those people who people would just come to and they would share with me things that bothered them. And I would encourage them in that space. I didn't even recognize that was my purpose, but I did it. I didn't need stage. I didn't even think about me being on social media. It was just not one of my dreams to be on a public platform doing what I'm doing. I was at church, youth choir, and I was just one of those youth leaders that could speak to young people and encourage them. And at the time, I didn't think that I needed to be on a public platform to do what I was meant to do. I just did it. So your purpose doesn't even need an audience, but every time you do it, it brings so much fulfillment to you. So it not only serves the people that you are serving, but it also serves you, because it starts giving you a life that is filled with so much joy and wholeness that you can never experience unless you actually pursue your purpose. So it is not only for your own good, but it is for others' good as well, for you to pursue your purpose. So in short, purpose will give you peace. Purpose will give you meaning. And in order for you to pursue your purpose, you don't need a stage. You don't need an audience. You can do it wherever you are. Just find it and pursue it. You will find peace like you've never experienced in your life. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach.